From the News 19 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante with an update on our impending weather that is heading our way and our weather impact alert. We're talking specifically for tomorrow. The time frame still really hasn't changed by much. We're looking at between 5 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow. Now, the key thing to understand is that these storms that could become severe, we're looking at possibly 60 to up to 75 mile an hour wind gusts. 58 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts at the minimum is at least the criteria, one of two, for a severe thunderstorm warning. The other one will be hail. We're not really anticipating hail being an issue, but the winds, no doubt. And we could be looking at possible power outages pretty much anywhere in our Midland community. So before you go to sleep tonight, just make sure you have your mobile devices charged. And if you haven't done so yet, download the News 19 app on your phone, as well as if you have Roku or Apple Fire TV, have that downloaded on your television or on your mobile device, as if the power goes out, you'll be able to watch us as things occur. This is the way it sets up right now by the Storm Prediction Center. The time frames are from 8 a.m. the same day until 8 a.m. the following day. So this is for tonight all the way through Wednesday morning before 8 o'clock. The severe thunderstorm is a marginal risk for the upstate, but as we get into tomorrow, from 8 a.m. until later on in the evening, that spreads. So a marginal risk for possibly strong storms is going to be in portions of the eastern upstate and the northwest Midlands. The slight risk, up category, for the possibility of strong to severe storms runs from the PD through the Midlands all the way down through the central Savannah River area and the western low country. And then pretty much along and east of I-95, the eastern PD, the Grand Strand, the eastern southern low country, and the eastern third of the Midlands are under an enhanced risk for the possibility of not only severe thunderstorms, but the possibility also with maybe tornado warnings. Now, I say maybe. Tornado warnings is far different than an actual confirmed tornado. Means that the National Weather Service may see something in the radar that would prompt them to put out a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado. That would be the verbiage they would say, unless they have further information that they have a confirmation of a tornado either by sight or what's indicated on radar. But the overall scope, as far as what we're looking at as the potential threat, the tornado potential is between low and moderate. So give it about maybe a 30% chance at most. The wind gusts, 60 miles an hour or more, severe thunderstorm warning criteria, there's a really good chance of that really anywhere in South Carolina outside of west of the upstate into the mountains, and then way further down, maybe in the low country, into Georgia and Savannah. The significant wind gusts, that's going to be the issue we're going to be looking at, because that means that we have a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing up to 75 mile an hour winds, which would be along the lines of considerable damage. Hail, again, 1 inch hail, that would be severe thunderstorm warning criteria. We're really not expecting hail. If there's going to be any kind of hail, it may be pea size or marble size hail at most, but by and large, that's not going to be the issue. Here's all the showers and thunderstorms associated with this complex moving through. Severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings were ongoing throughout the late afternoon and evening, even into the mid-evening. Tornado watches already in effect for areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Notice it's nowhere near South Carolina yet. This is a trajectory projected by our in-house model by midnight tonight. It's going to be just crossing into eastern Tennessee, northwest Georgia, all the way through east central and south central Alabama into the Florida Panhandle. As this quickly progressed to the east, and notice the time, by 4 o'clock it's already in the upstate. That's the time that we're looking at, so they may be dealing with strong storms at that point at 4 o'clock in the morning. By the time we get to 7, 8 o'clock, it is now over the Midlands. By 9, it's right in the middle of the state, progressing eastwardly. By 10, 11 o'clock, it is now pushing into the eastern Midlands, PD, and low country. By noon, it's already pushing into the Grand Strand while everybody else is pretty much done with the storms. And by 1, 2 o'clock, all of this is gone. Give it about an hour difference before or after that the models are going to change. But by and large, still we're talking about overall the state from anywhere from as early as 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to about 1 to 2 o'clock in the far eastern portions of the Grand Strand before it's out of here. Winds are going to be an issue. These are the wind gusts even before the storms come through. In the morning or after midnight, we're already at 25 to 30 plus straight out of the south. Ahead of the line as it crosses into the upstate after 4 o'clock, we now have winds coming out of the south upwards of 35 to 40 plus. And notice, as the storms make its way through, these are not storm winds. This is just the winds associated with the cold front coming through. The winds start dying out after getting up to 45 to 50 miles an hour, but on the back end, the winds are going to be still cranking as high as 35 to, in some cases, 40 miles an hour before we get into tomorrow night. So keep that in mind. It's still going to be windy. Right here in the Midlands, let's break this down. Again, same criteria. The potential for tornado warnings, at the very least, is going to be in the areas of the eastern Midlands. The severe weather threat for strong to severe storms is going to be right through the heart of the Midlands, where we can see the 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The significant wind gust also is associated with the eastern Midlands, the 1/3 eastern Midlands, in which we could be looking at severe thunderstorm warnings that are not tornado warnings that could have winds in excess of 70 to 75-mile-an-hour winds. And then the hail, negligible, but again, far northwestern Midlands, marginal. Most of the central, 1/3, almost 2/3 of the Midlands, a slight risk, and then an enhanced risk out to the east. This is what we're looking at as far as specificity. Severe thunderstorm warned storms. It's going to be mostly everyone that is going to be in the central and eastern portions of the Midlands. It's an enhanced to slight risk. As far as any of the storms that have 60 to 75-mile-an-hour winds, first 60-mile-an-hour winds, low risk in the northwest Midlands. In the heart of the Midlands, a marginal, so a slightly better chance. In the red or the eastern Midlands, it's a slight risk. Notice these hash marks. This hash mark covers Lee, most of Sumter, all of Clarendon, and the eastern third, or almost the eastern half, of Orangeburg County. The hatch means that there is the higher probability, not only will we have severe winds, severe thunderstorm warning winds, in excess of 60 miles an hour, but this hatch-marked area that's outlined, those are the areas that there's the possibility of where we're going to see the 74-mile-an-hour winds associated with, again, a severe thunderstorm warning. So keep that in mind, and that timetable will be going into the afternoon. That will show that in just a moment. Hail, again, if there's going to be any hail, it'll be the 2/3 of the eastern portions of the Midlands, and it's a really low chance. The potential for tornadoes, it's a low risk. It's not zero, but it's a low risk. It's the lowest category of risk for anywhere in the Midlands, with the exception of extreme eastern Kershaw, and then Lee, most of Sumter, far eastern portions of Calhoun, Orangeburg, eastern half, and then all of Clarendon County. That's where the potential will be higher. Not definite, but just higher. A tornado warning can really be anywhere, but as we show the timetable, this will give you a better idea for every single one of our communities here in the Midlands. So as we go hour by hour, we'll start seeing the storms potentially getting into the far northwestern Midlands for Saluda, Newberry counties. It may start already raining at around 6 o'clock, but notice the line of storms, they're already into Lawrence and Greenwood County. All that will start shifting. By 7 o'clock, now the line that could be strong is already in areas from western half of Newberry, western half of Saluda, even into Edgefield and Aiken counties. Meanwhile, we'll start seeing some rain move through a lot of areas of the Midlands even before the storms come through. As we advance to 8 o'clock, near 9 o'clock, now we've got the line of storms. Fairfield, Newberry still getting it. Saluda is just almost ending it. Lexington, far upper Richland, and then into eastern Aiken and maybe approaching extreme western Orangeburg County. By 9 o'clock, now we're advancing into areas of eastern Fairfield, Kershaw, upper, central, lower Richland, right in the cuffs of Sumter, somewhere over on around the Wateree River, into central Calhoun County, central Orangeburg County. Advancing another hour, by 10 o'clock, we're now into areas of Lee County, eastern half of Sumter County. Now we're approaching into western, southwestern Clarendon County, eastern Calhoun, and then eastern Orangeburg County. By 11 o'clock, everybody is pretty much done with the exception of extreme eastern Lee, Sumter, north and eastern Clarendon County, and extreme eastern Orangeburg County. That's by 11 o'clock. By 1 o'clock, all of this should be tapering off, maybe a little bit of rain left, but the significant weather is already done. By 1 o'clock, we start seeing the skies clear. Again, this is not going to be exact. Give it about an hour plus or minus, as the models could change as far as the storm evolution and when it actually impacts our communities. Everything gauges on what's going on with the storms as they get to Georgia. But look at these winds. Before the storms get to us, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, winds straight out of the south of upwards of 35 to nearing over 40 miles an hour. That's before the storms even start getting into our communities. All of these winds is associated with the wind gusts. Doesn't mean that those are going to be the winds associated with the storms. But notice, as we get into the morning, now we're going into almost midday, the winds that were at 40, 45 miles an hour and are finally out of here, but on the back end of it, when all the storms end, we're still looking at 30, 35, 40 mile an hour wind gusts right into tomorrow afternoon. All the storms are already gone. So the bottom line is that with those winds, before, during, and after the storms, really starting tonight, we're looking at the possibility through Wednesday night that with the winds in excess of 45 mile an hour gusts, the increased potential fire is out there. And the bottom line is that if you haven't, don't do any kind of outdoor burning tonight, overnight, any point tomorrow through tomorrow night, because we do not want any of these fires to spark up. With those winds, it's going to be almost as bad as what happened in Myrtle Beach. It's going to be almost as bad, well, south of Myrtle Beach, it's going to be almost as bad as what happened in Kershaw County and Orangeburg County and Clarendon County on Saturday. That's why the South Carolina State Forestry Commission, the commissioner, continues the burn ban for all of South Carolina until further notice. Bottom line, you can't burn. So just to recap, again, the primary thing we're looking at is the severe thunderstorm threat. It's going to start from 5 a.m. tomorrow morning and then possibly up to 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 60 to 75 mile an hour winds. And if these trees go down, not only may they be blocking out your driveway, the roadways, the interstates, but there's a possibility they may fall on our power lines and knock out our power. Have your flashlight handy, charge all your mobile devices, have them prepared in case we do lose power. And if you haven't done it yet, download the WLTX News 19 app. It's free on Google Play and on the Apple Store, even if the power goes out. As long as you have a Wi-Fi signal, you'll be able to watch us live on air when we're broadcasting, either during the regular newscast hours or if the inclement weather hits and we got to cover it, we will be on air and you'll be able to watch us on your app. We'll be continuing tracking all of this, watching it very carefully right through until we finally get done with it tomorrow afternoon. Until then, I'm News 19 Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante, and stay with us. We'll keep you advised.